Hello, Wilder Nation. Welcome to this very special program for our Veterans Day and our morning telecast on this November the 11th, 2021. So let's begin with our Pledge of Allegiance, and also our Wilder Pledge. I've got two terrific students with us today, both fifth graders, Alex Stennett and Noah Witherspoon, who exhibit the roar every day. They're such respectful students who always take ownership. They achieve, they do their very best in the classroom, and they're responsible. So take it away for our pledges.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for the roar and repeat after us. Respect for myself and others, ownership of my choices and behavior, achievement to reach my personal goals, responsibility for my actions and my learning.
Great job, Alex and Noah, and you all have a terrific day moving forward. I know it's going to be a special day of school, okay? All right, and have an extra good weekend. We don't have school for students on Friday, so you get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow, all right?
Okay, thank you, you too.
All right. Thank you. Well, I want to thank everybody for a wonderful week of learning. And just a couple of announcements before we get into talking to our very special Veterans Day guests. First of all, a reminder that we have a 4-day week this week. There's no school tomorrow. It is a teacher and staff in service. Secondly, next Thursday, November 18th, is our Wilder Thanksgiving luncheon. Now, we will not be having guests this year due to the COVID regulations, but students will have an opportunity to have a full Thanksgiving lunch, which is always one of my favorite times during the year. I love to have that turkey and dressing and mashed potatoes. And so remember, that will be next week on November 18th. Also, I want to celebrate our staff member of the week this week, Miss Danielle Barnes. Miss Barnes brings excitement to her students in an engaging environment every single day. She also maintains excellent relationships with her students and her parents. As well, she supports and mentors student teachers from Bellarmine University and does a terrific job mentoring them. Our staff person of the week, Miss Danielle Barnes. Congratulations, Danielle. Miss Barnes, we're very, very proud of you. So today is Veterans Day, and Veterans Day is a very, very special day. Did you know that it was originally called Armistice Day to commemorate the end of World War I, and it was started in 1918. Veterans Day is the day set aside to thank and honor all who have served, living or deceased, but particularly the living veterans among us. Now, we celebrate Memorial Day in May, but Memorial Day is to commemorate the men and women who died while in the service of their country. So here's a picture of my father who served in Germany. He was a sergeant in the Army, and he had the same name as me. And he served many years ago, and I'm very proud of his service. And I've got two special visitors today who I'm also very proud to know and have a relationship with, both of them. And the first one I want to talk to is Mr. Robert Piercy. Robert Piercy and I have been, and there you see him in uniform, we have been friends since we were 14, 15 years old. And he is a longtime also happens to be a longtime football coach, most recently at Trinity High School. He's won a number of state championships, also coached at Male and Fairdale, Butler, and Doss. And he is a successful supervisor with UPS Global Division. Prior to all of that, Robert was in the Army and served his country. he is almost like a he is a family member to me. So we are very close. And so I'm very, very happy to have him with us. Robert, it's great to have you with us this morning.
Well, thank you, Mr. Perkins. And it's great to be with all the great teachers and great students that you have there at Wilder Elementary. So thank you for having me today, Mr. Perkins.
Thank you so much. And just, and knowing you so well, and you know me, you remember probably when I was in school how much I like Thanksgiving, right? The Thanksgiving lunches at school.
Absolutely.
So I wasn't lying when I said I liked all the gravy and turkey and dressing in the cafeteria, right? You know I'm going to be having that on the 18th, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Plenty of.
Well, we really appreciate you. We're, and I know that as close as we are, I tell you all the time how proud I am of your service, and in particular on Veterans Day. And so we're very honored to have you with us. And can you tell the students what unit or division that you served in the Army?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking that. But I was with the 25th Infantry Division, and that was located in Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. So that's where I was stationed after basic training that I went to Fort Benning, Georgia, is where I was. So, yeah, thank you for asking that.
What was the one thing that you remember most when you really stop and think about your time in the service? What is something that you remember the most about being in the Army?
Yeah, that's a really good question too, Mr. Perkins. And it takes me back to all the men and women that served before me, and one particular, my father. You spoke of your father. My father was a very well decorated Army soldier during the World War II. And he's a veteran from World War II. He was injured there, and I really think about those people, the men and women that came before me, but particularly my father. Again, he was very well decorated, served his country with great honor, and that's what I think of when I think of Veterans Day, and all the people that did it before me.
Yeah. And I know, I knew, as you know, I knew your father well, and we've talked so many times the pride that we felt in him and serving his country, served in World War II, and what a great honor. I wish I had his picture too. I should have thought of that to have that up. But what a great man, and that's great that you're able to connect that and think of that, how your service really was an extension of his service in a way. And so I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing that. Did you receive any awards or commissions while you were there?
Yes, I did actually. I tried to show behind. I do have a picture of me and my father as we were young, much younger in the service together. Here behind me, also honoring his flag that's behind me here in my office. So hopefully, I don't know if you can see that behind me or not, but the Army Achievement Award, I did receive one when I was in the service, and that's an award that actually comes from the Secretary of Defense. And during the time that I was in the service, Dick Cheney was the Secretary of Defense and honored me with that award and that achievement, and I was able to wear that on my uniform when being dressed in full uniform.
That's great. Do you still have your uniform by chance?
Yes, I do. It's as pristine as it was the very last day that I wore it when I was in the service. But yes, I do. Yes, I do.
What is one thing that you would most like our youngsters here at Wilder to know about the importance of service to our country?
Well, there's many ways you can do that, Mr. Perkins, and Tracy's on here with us, and we chose to do that through our service for our country. And I think that sometimes we think that maybe that's the only way that we can serve our communities and our country, but there's many ways you can do that. And if you remember, Mr. Perkins, just a couple months ago, me and some of my coworkers gathered together and were able to provide book packs and some different things
Right.
for your school, for your PE classes, and just not only joining the service, but there's also so many ways you can reach out to your community and help those that need help. So I think we should keep that in mind also. And I know that we're really talking about Veterans Day today that I'm very proud of, but I just want everybody to know that you can also do that through many different ways.
Well, we really appreciate you being with us today. And again, very proud of your service. And thanks for spending a few minutes. And so great to see you. And I'll be seeing you real soon, I know.
Absolutely. Please have me back, Mr. Perkins. I love being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now we have Mr. Tracy Williams. And a lot of you may remember Tracy. Tracy was at Wilder and was with us at Wilder. And a lot of people, may remember him. A lot of you probably do that were here. They're a little bit older. But Tracy also served his country in uniform, and he's done some Veterans Day programs here. And there you see him in his uniform. Tracy, you aged pretty well. I don't know. I mean, you still look the same to me. I mean, I don't know what you're doing, but you're living right.
Thank you.
But Tracy's wife is also the principal at Carithers, Dr. Denise Williams, who I have a great amount of respect for, just a fine principal and a great friend. Tracy and her are both great friends of mine. And so, Tracy, we appreciate you being with us today. So what division did you serve in? And I know you were in the Army, correct?
Yes, I was in the Army. Yes, I served in the First Armor Division over in Germany, combat division, where we were prepared to go to Iraq and actually Desert Storm. And then I think it was Desert Storm, then Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and then Iraq. I was prepped to go to all those movements or engagements that we had. So it's First Armor Division, but I served in 194th Armor Brigade down at Fort Knox, and that's how I got to Fort Knox and met my lovely wife actually down in Fort Knox when she was in college. So that's where I started out in combat arms, and I stayed that way throughout my time in the military, except for the time that I served in West Virginia as a military recruiter, recruiting doctors and nurses for the military.
And Tracy, you were your rank. You were a colonel, correct?
Yeah, I was a lieutenant colonel.
And for the boys and girls out there, how far away is that from a general when you're a lieutenant colonel?
2 ranks.
Okay, so
It'll
very
be
close.
Lieutenant colonel, then you have the colonel, and then you have a major general.
Right.
So.
Awesome. And did you enlist after college to be, just for the boys and girls out there, how did you go about signing up to be in the military?
Well, it started in high school. I was in the ROTC program, Reserve Officers Training Corps, in high school, because I always wanted to hedge my bet and have options as I grew older, because options, I think, is the key to everyone's success. You don't rest on your laurels or think that there's one path you have to take in order to succeed. So the military is something that was always present to me because of my uncles and aunts that served when I was a child. And I always looked up to them because it seemed to be provided them with a means to take care of their families and do better by themselves.
Did you receive any awards or commissions while you were in the service?
Yes, I received a number of awards. The Meritorious Service Medal, which is high as peacetime, a medal that you can receive for excellence. And that was for being the best, at the time, tank company in Europe, because we outshot all the Europeans in Europe in terms of what they call cat competitions where they bring in the British, the French, and everyone comes with their best of the best in terms of that MOS, which was our armored tanks. And you have a shoot off against the world. And I received an award for my unit, my company being the best of the best when we were over in Europe. And for that, they sent my whole unit of about 200 soldiers. We went to the Eagle's Nest, which was Hitler's resort back in the day, where they went to relax, and the military paid for us to do that for doing such a great job in honoring them in that type of competition against other militaries around the world. And I received probably, I think, 3 or 4 of those for doing different things. Like, I had the best recruiting company in the top 5 recruiting company in terms of recruiting nurses and doctors into the military. I was top 5 in the country by the time we finished, and that was out of 225 recruiting companies across the United States. So received a number of awards for doing that.
And you've went on to successful things after the military in sales and pharmaceutical sales, and being involved in coaching yourself. You coached a little bit. I know you got a championship ring somewhere. You got it on your hand right now, huh? From Mile High?
Couple of them. Hopefully I get my 3rd this year, hopefully.
All right. And so Tracy's, we're real proud of Tracy, that your work over here at Wilder when you were with us. We miss you. You did some great things with our kids, and I really appreciate you coming on. I appreciate your friendship as well. I want you to let me drive that Corvette you got sometime.
All right. You got
that, okay?
You got it.
But anyway, we appreciate you being with us. And what is one thing you'd most like our youngsters here at Wilder to know about the importance of service to their country?
Well, first off, a good point is teamwork. Not teamwork, but I was shooting a shot out at Trinity over there. Said, "You all stay out of our way this year, so we can advance to the championship."
We're turning this from veterans into high school football, right?
Yeah, but I just had to take a moment to mention that.
Not going to make it easy on you, Tracy. I promise you.
Okay, yeah. So, but now, what was your question?
What's your one thing that you would like to share with students on the importance of service to their country?
Okay. Service comes in many forms, and I think that it starts with where they are right now, and that's by being a good student. And by being a good student and taking school seriously, it will prepare them for the next thing. That is, as they grow older, they learn how to help and give back by doing what we ask them to do as students in preparation to be adults. Because as adults, you replace the adults that are here today, and our country need good people to keep it healthy and safe. So it could come in working in the military, it could come working in the local government, it could come from working with different programs like the hospice programs out there that help serve people that are in need. So service comes in all forms. As long as you're doing something that makes your heart feel good, that's helping someone else be the best that they can be.
Well, gentlemen, we really appreciate you sharing with the students today. We appreciate your service. We applaud it. We celebrate it. We thank you for being with us. And I know our students all got something out of your words of wisdom today. So thanks again. Have a great, great day.
Thank you, Wilder. Love you guys.
All right. Bye-bye. So boys and girls, again, we appreciate our vets. And right now, as we close out, we're going to show some slides of our very own family members, friends, staff members, family who served their country to close us out. Thanks.